Hey guys, Wild Willow here. Welcome to another issue 4 of the Prepper's Cupboard, down in the Prepper's Bunker. Happy December 21st everyone, we're still here. Anyways guys, what I want to go over today is three things. The first is lighting, and then kind of food, not so much preparation, but when you're eating your food, and the third is cleanup real quick. Now this is designed more for not the serious long-term prepper. We're talking about someone who wants the 72-hour kit kind of together, ready to rock and roll. Just a short-term lighting situation. So a few of the things we're going to go over is, first one is lighting. So there's tons of different flashlights. Just make sure whatever flashlights you have in your house or lanterns, you have batteries. That's the big thing. And you check them regularly. I use these around the house. They're like a lantern. They run off solar or they run off of regular D-size batteries. These things here, I've previewed this particular one in my other video. It's great because it does have a solar panel on the back. It's absolutely fantastic. I leave this propped in the window all the time. Use it almost every night. When the power goes out, boom, it's ready to rock and roll. I don't have to worry about the battery changes in there, or I could forget about the batteries. Another alternative to your regular flashlight with batteries is one of these. Basically, it's a no battery flashlight. Does not need batteries ever. It's simple. There's a magnet that goes back and forth through these copper wires. You shake, that produces energy inside, and it's stored within those copper wires, and you turn it on. It's got a two-tier system, whether you're using all three LED bulbs or just one. A couple minutes of shaking this gives you like over an hour, well over an hour of light. They're pretty indestructible. I have a few of these in all my kits, in my car, and around the house. These are great because you never, ever, ever need to worry about the batteries. Another one to get into is oil lamps. I have these things, it's just a small one, but I have these things all throughout my house. I have them on the mantle, I have them in the kitchen, I have them upstairs, I got them downstairs. I use these things every night. They're so inexpensive. If you can pick up a cheap one at a flea market or an antique store, you're laughing. If not, watch my video on my oil lamps, making oil lamps. You can make them out of anything around your house. Some tin foil, a pair of tweezers, and a cotton ball. And all you need is some cooking oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, peanut oil, something for a fuel. They're easy to make, and they're so fun. And believe me, they're a great source of light. They're an energy saver, and a minor source of heat, of course. And if you want to buy lamp oil, you can. It comes in a whole bunch of great fragrances that aren't too overpowering and too strong. The last one, candles. Out of all these methods, different style of lanterns, flashlights, oil lamps, I don't like candles. I use them and I have them because I know how to use them. But candles are one thing you got to be very careful with, because if they knock over, they can really do some damage. If you got kids around or pets around, and if you're already dealing with a stressful time of power outages or whatever else, candles, you got to be very careful. So I'm going to recommend that if you're going to spend time and using candles or buy candles, make sure you buy a container to store them in when they're lit, like a little lantern, a dollar store lantern. You can pick up these things really cheap. Don't mind the top. I use these camping. Basically what this is a candle lantern. The candle goes in there, it's glass covered, and I light the candle. This does hang, and I can hang this, and I don't have to worry about it catching fire. I don't have to worry about someone knocking it over. It's there and it's safe. I have different styles of these. So if you're going to use candles, make sure you got something protecting them when they're burning, so if they do get knocked over, there's not going to be any issues with fire. One last thing, remember guys, if you are going to use candles, why use two and one will do? It's very simple. If you're lighting a candle, whether you're using a tea candle or one like this or whatever, instead of lighting two of them in the same room to give you that light, prop up a mirror behind it. Everyone's got a mirror of some size or shape in their house. Here's your candle, here's your mirror. You can now direct the light where you want it to go. If you don't have a mirror, get a piece of tin foil and wrap a plate up in tin foil. Set the plate behind it, something flat, a book. It'll do the same job, and it just saves on your candle life. So, another thing, guys, we're going to move on to now is part of the eating and cleaning side of things. If you're under a situation, the power's out, your water's short, there's some sort of natural disaster, you don't want to have to, if you're preparing meals, with cooking, alternate cooking methods or eating out of a can, you want to make life as comfortable as you can during that time, and it's less stressful. Plates, napkins, knives, forks, all that stuff. You should get disposable ones. What's it cost for 100 paper plates or 100 styrofoam plates? Absolutely nothing. What's it cost for a box full of utensils? Absolutely nothing. And it just makes life so much easier during those hard times over the first, you know, if your power's out for 24, 48, 72 hours, or whatever the situation is. You know what? You use them, you put your food on there, you throw them in the garbage, you're done. It's one less thing to worry about. You got enough on your plate in a stressful situation, keeping families safe, keeping them secure, keeping them entertained. So, you know what? Stuff like that, it's easy to store. They don't have an expiry date. Use them, chuck them. One last thing, guys, I'm going to recommend today is for the novice, and it's a 72-hour kit, part-time prepper, is these. They look like little medicated pills. What they are is they're called Magic Towel. They're a little towel that's been dry pressed, and they stay that way until they're activated with water. Once they're activated with water, you need like a cap full of water. I had one here a little bit crumpled up though. They're a very strong towel that can be used. This one's a little ripped, but they can be used over and over again if you're using them for light duty stuff. You just dry them and that's it. These towels are exceptional. They can be used as a makeshift band-aid or used as something along that lines, or a hygiene, help with hygiene. So those are the three things I went over today, guys. Hope everyone had a happy and safe December 21st, 2012. And remember, it's not a question of if the shit hits the fan, it's a question of when. So be prepared.